Okay. Okay. Hi everybody. We're doing this thing. I've been trying to sit down and do this video for like a while now. So we're doing the thing. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Um, so let's see if I'm going to remember what my notes say. Uh, I oh I did want to say, um, I don't know if anybody has been watching the Vlogbrothers videos or Twitters recently, but there was a big thing about how they recently posted their 2000th video, and so I was thinking about that in the context of how long I have been involved in Nerdfighteria, and it's been a while now, and I was thinking about, because I started watching Vlogbrothers videos in 2009, towards the end of 2009. And I was thinking about how we talked about this once on this channel. I think we were talking about how how we all came to Nerdfighteria. I think that was the conversation we were having. And I said, I was telling the story about how I got here, which was via Maureen Johnson's blog from NaNoWriMo. It was a thing. It was very all over the place. But I remember saying at the time, and this must have been, I'm thinking, I almost said season 1, but year 1 of the channel, I think it must have been. I'm assuming it was during our original set of theme weeks. But I remember saying, I had looked it up in my journal, looking back to try and find the first reference. And I think, I do not remember for sure, and I haven't gone back to look for the video, but, I think that I found that my first reference to the Vlogbrothers or Nerdfighteria was, in December somewhere, and I was so that's probably really close to, the first time that I started watching the channel. But then I remembered here when I was thinking about it that that can't quite be right, because I remember that I binge watched all of the Vlogbrothers videos that were posted up to that point, until from beginning until I got current. And the video that had just been posted when I got current was Hank's Thanksgiving video from that year. So November sometime. It must have been, because Maureen's blog post, or pep talk, I guess, was posted, I think, in the second week of NaNoWriMo. I think she was the week 2 pep talk. So I went to her blog, I read her entire blog backwards, and then I went to YouTube trying to figure out what the hell a Nerdfighter was. And so somewhere between, the week 2 pep talk being posted and Thanksgiving is when I ran into Vlogbrothers and worked my way through their entire archive, so to speak, up to that point. So there were, as far as I can remember, 680 videos posted at that point, and now there are 2,000. So that's a thing. Wow. So yeah, okay, that was a thing that I was thinking about, and so now I'm going to go on to reply things. I have a cat hair stuck to my face, and I'm sorry if I keep it's making me completely insane. I'm sorry I keep rubbing my face. Okay, so Phoebe, your working from home setup looks good. It looks like it's you've got all the stuff that you need within a reachable area, and that is good. Sorry, your printer situation seems like it was a big pain. Printers are essentially evil. I mean, I think that's just kind of a given. Yeah, ours has just been an issue all around, because we had a whole operating system issue where we got the printer, and then when we upgraded our laptops, then there was a whole compatibility thing, and it works for now. Knock on wood, fingers crossed. But you know, like, it's just printers are always a problem. Like, always a problem. Um, but like, I'm glad that you got everything situated at least, so you can work. Um, you were talking about being distracted and like how it's less distracting, um, being like at home, which I would also probably find. But I don't know. I don't know if we've talked about noise generators on here before, but there is a really good generator site called My Noise that I really, really like. They've got like about a bajillion noise generators of different kinds for different situations or just like whatever you like. And they are really excellent. So like I will leave a link to that in the description if that's interesting to you. It's free. The site is free, but like if you like it, like I would recommend. This is not an ad or anything, but like I would recommend. It's You can get a lifetime subscription to the site. It's like a one-time thing for I think it's like $10, $5, something like that. And I would really recommend that because that's like it gives you access to absolutely everything on the site in perpetuity. And like there is so much. So like, yes, I would recommend that. It's called My Noise. I will leave a link. Um, so, I don't really use like noise generator things very often because I tend to find noises distracting. But like when I need a noise generator for something, I like them so much. They have such cool stuff. Um, I also am getting very distracted by my own notes. That is bad. That's a problem. I really, I'm sorry that you were having such a hard time, but it was extremely relatable because I feel like that pretty much all the time at this point. Um, the crafting situation. Yeah, I feel like there was a big boom in crafting here, just like the last couple of years. It's really has been a big thing. Um, I finished. I brought it here because I was thinking about it in advance because I'm very smart. I finished the blanket, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to her for her birthday because like what am I gonna do with it? I don't need it. Um, she picked out the yarn because she liked it. It's a color she likes. She's really into purple. So okay, so here's the blanket situation. I'm not obviously not going to be able to hold up the entire thing, but like it's like a throw blanket size. It's not like an entire quilt, like king size quilt or something. But it's not tiny. It's not tiny enough to hold up on screen. But this is the top part of it. You can see there's like a lace panel across the top, which I put because the rest of it is extremely boring. It's just like plain like garter stitch basically. But the front part is plain. I don't know if you can see on the back. Oh yeah, you can kind of see that. See where there are these stripes? They are seams essentially. I don't know if you can see them very well. And I'll hold up the middle so you can see. I hope that is visible. You can see it's like sort of a square spiral. The reason that I picked this particular pattern is not because I thought it was particularly beautiful or whatever, but because when she gave me the yarn, I didn't have all of my knitting stuff here because I had left it down at the other place because when I moved, like obviously I'm moving into a single room essentially, and so I did not have enough room to like bring all my stuff, so a bunch of stuff stayed down there, and I didn't have any of my knitting things. I had one set of straight needles, and you don't normally knit a blanket on like straight needles because you have to have enough room for all of the stitches on one needle, and a blanket is many, many, many stitches. So normally you knit it on like long circulars, so you can just put a ton of stitches on there. You have lots of room on circulars, but on like short needles you don't. So this is called the 10 stitch blanket, and what you do is you knit basically a square, and then let me see if I can. So you knit a square like this, going back and forth. That's very, very good. That's very good drawing. I don't know if you can really see that. Hang on. So this is also good drawing. Even when I look at it, it's good drawing. So you knit a square, and then when you get up here, you knit like around a corner, and then you knit this way, and then you knit around the corner, and you knit this way, and so on. And you just keep doing that. That's why it has that square spiral thing. So you only ever have 10 stitches on your needle at a time, and you can make an infinitely large blanket on a pair of straight needles. And those were the only needles I had, so that's the blanket I made. And then I put like this little like lace panel on top just so that it wouldn't be just a plain big square of garter stitch, which is kind of ugly. And I didn't have a lot of like yarn left over by the time I got to this point, so I just made a really simple, like really easy like mesh stitch kind of thing. So it just gives it something that looks different on the top. So that is what I did there. Careful. Hi, honey. You okay? Thank you for coming in and putting muddy prints upon my person. It's Sally, by the way. So, oh no, I have moved my page. Now I can't see my notes. It's okay, hold on. Nothing bad is happening, hold on. Okay. So the maple syrup thing is like, I assume that most places would probably use the same defoamer for all of their products, so it would just depend on what particular defoamer they used. So yeah, you would just have to ask. It would just be like a question of like finding out what they used and whether it was something that would, kill you or not. Hi, honey. Thank you. That's very nice. I did discover, like, when I was learning all of this stuff before, that it's not necessarily just corn people, because I learned this because corn people, it's really common for corn people to have like tons and tons of other allergies also, which makes finding food extra fun because then you're trying to accommodate a bunch of different allergies. And so I discovered that apparently one of the common ones is, I think I might be remembering this wrong, it might be some other thing, but I think it's cream. Like they just use a tiny amount, like, and it's not an ingredient or anything, it's just to keep the vats from boiling over. So it's like a really small amount, and that's why it doesn't go on the ingredients list. It's just a manufacturing aid. And so if you have milk allergy, like you're allergic to milk proteins or something like that, I wouldn't imagine lactose intolerance would be enough, but I don't know, maybe some people are sensitive enough that it would be an issue. But for people who are like allergic to milk proteins and who are really sensitive, like that could be an issue. So even they have to check maple syrup defoamers. That is just not a thing that you would think of. It's one of those things, like one of those weird hidden things where you just don't know until someone explains it to you. And you would never think of it yourself, because who would think of that? Why? Why would you think of that? So yeah, that is like yet another weird area where these things happen. Basically just food is bad is what we have come to at this point. You said that you are like a minimum dishes person, and like I agree with that very strongly. I have a very strong position on minimum dishes. Washing dishes is terrible, and having to deal with dishes in general is terrible. I sort of feel like the entire like food situation is just really a problem. but I'm with you on the minimum dishes. Um, I'm also with you on the pre-prepared foods thing. I think like, I mean, I can't use most of the pre-prepared foods because every step that you add, even if it's just cutting something up, is another, um, another opportunity to add something that I can't have. Um, but like, I fully agree with you that pre-prepared foods are a thing, and I think like if you can eat them, if you don't have any like weird, allergy issues that prevent you or whatever, and like if they are available to you, like I think that is if you eat the food then, like as opposed to buying the food and then not eating it, like I feel like that's a much better use of your time and money and effort. Like much better, in fact. Hold on, I gotta go shut the door because, again, cats. Sorry, Sally, I didn't mean to kick you. I know, I'm sorry. It's the boys' fault because they opened the door. Let's just shut the door entirely. Thought I had shut the door entirely before, but apparently I did not because, like, I just got distracted or something. I'm sorry. Okay. Also, I'm sorry that your refrigerator stopped working. That sucks. But, like, I'm glad it's working again, I guess. You probably know about refrigerator thermometers, but if you don't, like, you probably can pick one up, like, at the grocery store, like, just, like, down the aisle somewhere, like, on an end cap or something, and, like, the place where they have all the weird, like, spatulas and gadgets or something. They probably have them in there. They're just like a little, some of them are like little squares that you hang off the thing, off the shelf. That was hard. That was a very difficult word. Some of them are like a regular, like, long thin thermometer, but like they're not very expensive, so like maybe get like one of those or something, and you can at least see if your refrigerator is getting as cold as it should. Why are you like this? Thank you, honey. Why don't you sit down and stop stabbing me in the leg? That would be excellent. Also, I'm sorry that your roof is leaking. That's terrible. And you now have a hole in your ceiling. That's like really extra good. I don't. I can see how it would be a problem. Having to like, is it better to have them come and fix it, or like, even though they're going to be there in the way and you're going to be in their way while they're trying to work, like, I don't know. But like, I mean, better to not have a hole in your ceiling than to have one, I guess. Sully, you're really causing me a distraction here, man, and like, I cannot afford any extra distractions because I got enough distractions just existing. That appears to be all the things on my list. I'm pretty sure there was something else I was gonna say. I had it like in my head there, and now it's gone. But I have crossed off all of the things on my list. So I guess I've done. I don't know. It's hard. It's very difficult. The whole situation is very hard. Making videos is hard. I don't know. I feel like I had something really specific I was gonna say, and I don't know what it was. So I guess we're done here. I love you all very much, and I guess I will see you next week. So don't forget to be awesome.